And then our NIMBY neighbors came out with their pitchforks and torches and were threatening us with a lawsuit. And then we discovered this place down here in the Redwoods and got pretty excited about it. Yeah, so we wanted to have a place where the family could hang out. See, it works pretty well. I can almost stand up fully in here. Storage for me was important. I don't like clutter. Like, I see some of these tiny homes, they look really beautiful and they're well thought out, but then I think, where am I gonna put anything? My wife has pretty bad arthritis, so the bed on the main level was important to us. So she didn't have to go up and crawl on her hands and knees to get into bed. Oh, he's planning already. I'm a teacher, my wife's a librarian. It's pretty expensive in Sun Valley. We're trying to find a way just to make a little extra money. We see this spot in our yard. The intention for us was this was going to be an investment. Me and my wife were going to live in the tiny house and rent our house out because our house could get more money. The build, I think we were around 120,000 maybe. I don't know, in my head I have everything we bought for it as well, all the furnishings and the appliances and everything. We're probably looking more at 140,000. And then our NIMBY neighbors came out with their pitchforks and torches and were threatening us with a lawsuit, and it was not going to happen. Apparently we had an old HOA. We lived there for 13 years, had no idea there was ever one. It was a real gray area because Idaho's passed some laws saying they can't prohibit things like this, but it wasn't completely clear with the tiny home on wheels. We first discovered the tiny Tranquility up in Oregon that Josh had run, and that the waiting list for that was super long. And then we discovered this place down here in the Redwoods and got pretty excited about it. We didn't want to sell or give up on what we had, and so we put a lot of thought and time into this, and so now we have a vacation rental in the Redwoods. So welcome to our tiny home. Let me show you around. After we started designing it, we went with a little longer trailer and realized that put our door over our wheel well, which at first we were kind of bummed about, but in the long run it's worked out pretty nice because they got us a lot of extra storage. 3 big compartments here. This was just a little place for my wife to do her desk for her office work or eating. It is a little short, but we found these nice chairs that work perfectly. We do have this giant storage drawer underneath where you're standing. Pulls all the way out. We wanted the cabinet space, so we didn't go with an oven, but we figured an air fryer does about everything we needed to do, toasts and bakes and air fries. When I think of ourselves, rarely we cook more than 2 things at once. We like to be able to spread out and not have a little more room. So we have a bunch of little storage cubbies under the shelves here. I think to save a little cost and also maximize the space, we found these long baskets that will go almost all the way to the back. We do have put a clothes rod in this closet so it can be used to hang some clothes if you need to. Yeah, just a microwave cubby. The mounted ones are nice, but they're a pain in the butt to switch. I think when they go out, a lot cheaper and easier just to have a little cubby that could be used for something else also. So we went with this sink because it's got all the handy stuff that we can add to it. And you got your colander or your breadboard fits in there. Not having a dishwasher, I think mostly comes down to just storage space. Pretty easy to just do their dishes on, by hand and then have more room to store stuff. I think you walk into some of these tiny homes and they look beautiful, and I start thinking, they're not gonna be beautiful if they're cluttery. We do like to buy a little bit in bulk and deal with the store things, so this is not as big as the fridge we could fit in the space. We like barn doors, the look of them. This is actually made out of the same siding as we have outside, so we had some of that left over, and that was kind of our builder. That's what he does in most of his tiny homes, so we just went with it. All right, come on into the bathroom here. We cut a mirror as big as we could. We just barely got our door put in a couple days ago. We haven't actually used the shower yet. We don't want to have tile because of the weight and possibly the cracking when you're moving it, but we didn't want to have just, you know, a Home Depot insert either. So this is something in between. It's kind of a laminate panel they make specialized. We trimmed it down and put it in here. 9 times out of 10, I take a shower. Like, that's what I want to do. And we wanted to have room for a washing machine and maybe a hamper over here. This is a combination washing machine. Picked it up used, haven't actually used it yet. Fingers crossed it's gonna work when we get everything set up. We didn't go compost. We wanted an elongated bowl, so it was challenging to find one that had an elongated bowl but was still fairly compact and fit in here well. Above our bathroom, we have our sleeping loft. We have a full-size mattress up here. So we put the 2 end tables here with a lamp on each one. We like the wood look. This is cedar, so it keeps it smelling good up here. Trying to keep a little bit of a rustic look, but not totally cabiny. The walls down here are drywall. It made us a little bit nervous. Originally, we were only going to move this about 3 miles. So we were worried there's going to be a lot of cracking in the drywall. The drywall weighs more, and you know, moving it can crack. I found a couple little cracks, and that's it. It transported pretty well. We have a skylight. It's kind of cool. It's fun to look at the stars at night. It's also, I think, a code thing because it's a bedroom to get a NOAA certification. I think it has to be egress. But the other nice thing about it is if you need to change your pants or something and you want to stand up, we can stand up here and poke your head out. So. This is our bedroom. We did have a few stairs, but it was important to us to have a bedroom in the main level. My wife has rheumatoid arthritis, and so going up and down can be kind of hard for her. Yeah, we wanted to be able to stand up in the bedroom, but also be able to stand up in the loft. I would like to take credit for this design, but we found it online. Someone else had done it before us, and we stole it. We tweaked it a little bit, but yeah. If you can see, we have put a fireplace in here. So when we're in bed, you can turn the fireplace on, windows on both sides. Behind the bed, we have a cabinet for our fireplace right here. So under there, we have room for some storage. And we put on this side, we do have a clothes bar, so you can hang your clothes right here. Under the bed, we've done a bunch of baskets. We're kind of gone overboard on baskets in this thing. What could we do here? A basket will work. Yeah, so most of our stuff, I just have baskets. So we figured that way people, if they wanted to shove their suitcase under there, they can shove a suitcase. If they want to organize, they can pull out baskets and spread out a little bit. Still have access. Yeah, so we wanted to have a place where the family could hang out. Our TV can be, angled down to watch while you're cooking, if you want to watch the news, or it can come all the way over. We can all get up here and watch a movie. Or it can swing all the way over here against the wall, and you can, as my son likes to do, is kick back over here. Yeah, we tried to make the windows as big as we could. We had to custom do those, get the dimensions and make it as big as we could, trying to keep it as full and as open as possible. I think these benches are 8.5 feet maybe. We went with the Senville mini split because where we live, we can get quite cold in the winter. It's probably overkill for down here. When the whole family's here, of course, me and my wife will get the queen. The girls will probably fight over the full-size bed. Maybe they'll share, I don't know. And the other 2 will be up here, probably sleeping in the loft. So the ladder, we tried to not make it completely vertical, so it's easy to go up and down. We added these handholds, which we just put in just recently. Before that, I didn't really feel like I needed them, but it's not hard. I can walk down forwards, up and down pretty easily. So even my wife with her arthritis can get up and down okay. This is our tiny home, built by Big Wood Tiny Homes out of Sun Valley, Idaho. Sage is our builder. He custom built this for us. We just sat down with a pencil and some graph paper and kind of came up with the plan we liked. We're on a 32-foot trailer by 8.5, 14 feet high, which is I think what's allowed to move in the West. Can't haul this one back east though. The exterior's not done yet. We got skirting to do. We're still working on the deck. Gonna put a little dining room table out here, little L-shaped sofa with a propane fire pit. We wanted to have as much windows as we could in this. It made sense just to do a big sliding glass door. Our front door is over the wheel well, so we had to elevate this a little more. Gives us a little storage underneath here. We went with the metal siding, made it heavier to tow. It's about 17,000 pounds, I think. This was only going to be moved about 3 miles instead of 700. So our builder did come up with the idea of adding this little 1-foot extension, hopefully keeping those windows a little cleaner. We also put this little garage on the front. It was going to be storage for us. It's working out well because we're going to propane. This is going to house our propane tanks. So when we decided it wasn't going to be that feasible to put this in our yard and rent it out at home, we started looking for somewhere to put it, and we found this place down in the Redwoods. They're a manager, they'll rent it out for us. So anyone watching, come help us get some more money back. It's something we'll enjoy as a family too. I got 11 more years of teaching, and then maybe there's some retirement time down here.
My dream is to take the tiny home once my parents die, and
Oh, he's planning already.
one day, a long time from now, hopefully that I can take my parents' tiny home and take it to the mountains and ski in it during the winter.
If you like this week's episode, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and check back soon because we have new unique home tours publishing all the time. And if you'd like to join our team and get access to members-only content and unique perks, make sure you click on the join button below.